Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what I like better, a virtual pinball machine or an actual, authentic, genuine, real pinball machine. I did a review on this virtual pinball machine about 6 months ago, got like 150,000 views. A lot of people didn't even know they existed, and I ended up selling a lot of units apparently through the Pinball King. I'll put his website below. Highly recommend the machine, but I got a lot of comments below, people giving virtual pinballs a lot of hate, saying they're not as good as real pinball machines. So in this video, I just wanted to go over some of the benefits of each and why I have both. And I hope you find this video informative. A lot of people did ask, you know, if I liked one better than the other. So I hope this video clarifies some of that. Now, right off the bat, I wanted to say nothing's gonna beat a real pinball machine other than a real pinball machine. I mean, if you have a real pinball machine, doesn't matter how much technology you have in the virtual ones, it's not going to be 100% the same as a physical real pinball machine hitting around some big metal ball, because it's not the same. So that being said, I believe virtual pinball machines have a place, and so do real pinball machines. Now, if you're a pinball enthusiast or you've ever played pinball before, you know these are big machines. These things are about 350, 400 pounds sometimes, and they take up a lot of space. That being said, having one machine, like a virtual pinball machine, that has the ability to play thousands of different pinball machines, you save a lot of space. I mean, unless you have some, 10,000 square foot warehouse and you can accommodate genuine, authentic, real pinball machines, these make a lot more sense. If you live in an apartment or you have a smaller house and you just want to have one game that kind of does it all, virtual pinballs does have the edge on that one. Also, these machines are pretty expensive. A used pinball machine like this one ran me about $7,000. It's appreciated in value, which is nice. I think it's up to like $11,000 or $12,000. But these are expensive machines. This cost me about $6,500. I don't know if it's going to appreciate in value over time because virtual pinballs are still pretty new to the market. So if you're looking for like a collectible item, you might want to go with a real pinball machine. But if you're looking for a machine that you just want to have fun on with your family or friends, recommend a virtual pinball machine. Just $6,500, $7,000. You can play all these different tables. Because if you wanted an authentic pinball machine and you wanted a library of games, you better have a hefty pocketbook of $100,000, $200,000 to buy all these machines and put them in your 10,000 square foot warehouse, which not a lot of us have. So just to recap, virtual pinball machines saves you space, saves you some money, but an actual authentic pinball machine probably has the edge on holding its value more than a virtual pinball machine. Again, these are pretty still new to the market, so you can't really know how they're going to hold up over time in terms of resale value. You might want to get an authentic one if you're looking for a collectible item. All right, next up is mechanical upkeep. On a genuine real pinball machine, there's going to be some mechanical upkeep. When I bought this, I had to bring it to a pinball guy to shop it out. He had to clean the playfield, replace a lot of the burnout lights, replace some of the bumpers, some of the solenoids weren't working. So, depending on how much gameplay these mechanical machines have, you're gonna have some maintenance required. On the virtual pinball machine, I've had this for 6 months. I've had to do nothing to it, and I've played it a lot with family and friends when they come over. I mean, it's pretty much just, a TV, a couple TVs, and a computer, and some solenoids, some surround sound feedback. There's still some mechanical issues, or mechanical things inside the virtual pinball, like the solenoids that replicate the knockers and things like that. But overall, you're probably going to have less maintenance on a virtual pinball machine than you are on a real pinball. Now, next up, I believe virtual pinballs are more expandable and upgradable than an authentic pinball. On a virtual pinball machine, it's pretty much just a computer running software, running these pinball tables, things like that. In the virtual pinball community, they're always coming out with new tables, making them more realistic and things like that. I'm going to probably upgrade the TV here eventually to an OLED display once they get a little cheaper, because I heard that the OLED, the refresh rate is really fast and it might take out some of the flipper lag that is on virtual pinball machines. I did another video about that. I'll link below if you want to check that out. But I did a side-by-side comparison on how fast the flippers react when you hit the buttons versus a real one. Now, if I didn't have a real pinball to compare it with, I would have never even noticed. You just kind of adapt to the machine as you learn how to play it. but there is ever so slightly a little flipper lag, and I heard if you upgrade the monitor to an OLED display, it'll eliminate that. So you can also upgrade the computer, to faster processors, better graphics cards, things like that. So I do think there is more expandability and more upgradability on the Virtual Pinball than there is on a genuine. All right, now in terms of realism, I would have to say on this machine that I have, which is the Kraken Plus model from the Pinball King, it has solenoids that replicate the knockers, it has surround sound feedback, it has a plunger that actually works. I would say this Virtual Pinball Machine is at least 85% as realistic as a real pinball. Again, nothing's gonna beat an actual real pinball, but for how far the technology's come on virtual pinballs, I am more than impressed with what you get on a Virtual Pinball Machine. So yeah, 85% I would say realism compared to another one. Probably another couple years, they're probably gonna make it even closer to 100% with 3D technology and eye tracking, which I heard you can put cameras up here so the camera can sense where you're moving and it'll actually shift the table in 3D. So who knows what the future holds for pinball machines, but I'm happy with 85. Or who knows what the future will hold for virtual pinball machines, but I am happy with the 85%. A couple other neat features that I like about the virtual over the real is you can have quiet mode on the virtual. So if you live in an apartment or you want to play, during late hours when your family and your kids are asleep, you have the ability to disable the knockers and the surround sound feedback and turn down the volume and things like that. So this thing literally hardly makes any noise and you can still play and not disturb anybody. All you can really adjust on a genuine pinball is the volume, but of course the knockers are still going to be knocking, the flippers are still going to make noise, so it doesn't really have a quiet mode like a virtual pinball machine. The other thing I like about the Vpin is it has the ability to record the play field, the back glass, the topper screen, all that stuff. So if you want to record one of your sessions or you playing with friends, you can record it, play it back and watch it later. Of course, on a real pinball machine, there's no way to replay your game. So another cool couple features of the Vpin. Another neat feature worth mentioning on the Virtual Pinball Machines is the ability to play Fx3 tables. Fx3 are kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a pinball game, pinball table, kind of supposed to replicate pinball, but it's got more, actual graphics on it. You can see the water moving back there. You can see this guy right here standing on the edge of the boat moving. Down here we got some gas. I'm not actually in gameplay, but they've really are able, here's a little radar moving down there in the corner. You're really able to get kind of a unique gameplay experience on Fx3 tables, which you cannot, of course, get on the mechanical real pinballs. All right, everyone, well, I hope you found this video informative. If you're thinking about getting a pinball, a genuine or a virtual, highly recommend both. That's why I have both of them. It's kind of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Again, nothing will ever beat a real pinball, but I just don't have millions of dollars or millions of square footage to buy a ton of real authentic pinball machines. You can just go to an arcade if you want to play authentic real pinball machines, but I think having one of each or just the Vpin, if you're just want to play with your friends or family, I think you can't go wrong. Again, I'll put a link below to the Pinball King's website. There's multiple sellers, but I found from my research the Pinball King is the one I wanted to go with, and I couldn't be happier with the machine quality and the customer support. So hope you found this video informative. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.